Top 14 final, folks. Toulouse and Bordeaux, 39-33 after extra time. That's an incredible game. That's what a final is supposed to be like. I watched the top 14 final last year as well, and it was nothing like this. This was quite a spectacle. Great bits of skill, missed chances, some chances taken, drama at the end, penalties galore. We'll go through some of the key events and the stats, but the top 14 season has come to a pretty thrilling conclusion with Toulouse getting the job done once again. Heartbreak for Bordeaux, but I suppose they got closer than last year. They still have a Champions Cup in the trophy cabinet for this year. Penalties both ways to start the game. 3-0 to Bordeaux, then 3-all. Both Malia and Bielbiere seemed to take early knocks. Malia was able to shake his one off for Toulouse, but Louis Bielbiere, he only had about 2 carries in the first half and didn't make it out onto the pitch after half-time, which was a bit disappointing. Intermac also picked up a knock, had to go off early on in the first half. Did come back on, but then again, didn't come out of the half-time sheds on the field, had to be substituted. Big Ben Tamiafuna had to go off and then come back on. So there were lots of big impact on the players in this one, which meant both of the coaches were having to rejig their lineups. But Bordeaux were able to retake the lead again on 8 minutes. Luku's a good player. He doesn't get the same attention as Dupont, but Luku was hitting his goals and keeping the team moving around the park. This one, long penalty, 6 points to 3, Bordeaux in front. But it felt like every time Bordeaux would score, Toulouse would try to drag them almost right back. And this one was almost literally, because Burros was pretty much dragged into his own goal area after a Toulouse kick through, which led to a 5-meter scrum. Eventually, Toulouse taking the points. Really all from Bordeaux not being able to kind of take the restart and exit the ball. So 6 points apiece. It's a bit of an arm wrestle to start the first half, but there were plenty of other chances kind of not taken. Jalibert at one point had a big line break. They couldn't get anything from it. He ended up not being able to find his man with the pass. Toulouse on the counter-attack, again knocking the ball on after seemingly finding a bit of open field. There were multiple times in this game where it would seemingly just go crazy and then settle back down. Like, there were only 6 tries. There could have been more, if not for last bits of desperate defense or, guys just not being able to kind of find that last little pass. There was a TMO check for a tackle on Big Ben Tamiafuna, and I'll admit I had the game's obviously in French, and I had the Spanish commentary on from the stream that I could find for this one because it wasn't broadcast here in New Zealand. So what they were saying to the TMO and the ref, I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's that Aldegheri was kind of passive in the tackle because there's not much in it, but it's a high tackle against Aldegheri. Bordeaux opt for 3 points, so retake the lead 9 points to 6. And how many times did the lead change in this game? It's like very fitting for a final that it's not just one team who goes out to a lead and stays out in front. It was very much back and forth. We did lose Intermark after that penalty. He went down the tunnel, but as I said, did come back on. But it didn't seem to stop Toulouse from scoring, having Intermark off the field, because it looked like Marchand had gone over from a close-range maul, but they saw the TMO pretty clearly that he'd lost the ball over the line. They had advantage anyway, and Petit gets himself yellow-carded for infringements at the maul, and Toulouse with a 5-meter tap play. Grau finds Gelon, who was just charging like a bull straight through the Bordeaux line, and it is the first try of the game. A pretty cracking one, so 13 points to 9, Toulouse's first lead of the game. Malia then looked to make it a double with a great spectator try because he was in open field from an intercept, but there was a knock-on in the build-up. And then, interestingly, from that knock-on, the scrum, Bordeaux go kind of up the guts, and then Luku, shifts direction. Little dink through for Penaud, and he's able to go for a try. So Bordeaux get themselves back in the lead with that Penaud try, 16 points to 13. But then, again, Bordeaux can't score and then just kind of clear and have a settled period without being under pressure because they go offside, which is a penalty. Toulouse go for the maul again. Willis goes over. they go into the sheds with a lead, 20 points to 16. That's 2 tries during the Petit yellow card for Toulouse, although Bordeaux, like I said, did get one back. Possession's pretty even, 51-49 at halftime, but the territory is 60-40 to Toulouse. They've had more run meters, Toulouse, 200 plus to 170. The Bordeaux guys have broken more tackles, 12-8, but the penalty count, 7-4, with Poirot conceding a few of those for Bordeaux. They were under a bit of pressure at scrum time. Second half, like I say, Intermac doesn't come back on. Bielbiere doesn't come back on. So a couple of your big French stars, unfortunately, missing. But it's a great start to the second half for Bordeaux because Jalibert, as the forwards go close and they get advantage, he's able to go through what seems like a massive gap for a Bordeaux try to make it 23-20. But then once again, it's a bloody immediate reply. I mean, I think I'm pretty neutral for this game, but Toulouse won it last year, so I kind of wanted Bordeaux to win. Not a lot, but I think I was probably leaning that way. So I was a little bit frustrated for Bordeaux. Like, you've just done all that work to score. Maul, close range phases, and then Jack Willis goes over. Geez, he's a good player. 27 points to 23. And then you feel like Toulouse just start to squeeze the life out of this game. There's a TMO for Bocheton, head v head against Flamand. It's another yellow card, and Toulouse opt for a penalty to make it 30 points to 23. So it's a nice 7-point lead. Bordeaux don't do themselves any favours. They talk back to the ref, get themselves marched back 10 metres. That's not going to help the game. And then Toulouse extend the lead on 62 minutes, past the 7-point mark during the kind of end of the yellow card. They needed to get some points from it to make it 33-23. And I will admit, at 33-23, I thought the game was probably done. I didn't really see Toulouse coughing up a 2-score lead, especially when like Francois Cross and Thibaut Flamand combined for a big break, but they couldn't quite convert on it. The cross kick to Malia from Ramos didn't quite find his man. But then Bordeaux, their best attacking play of the second half on 69 minutes, quick hands. I mean, all the guys involved, there was Moefana, Jalibert, and then Janssen van Rensburg, all these guys combine. Petit is able to finish it off to make it a 3-point game, 33-30. And then a chance to even it up with a minute to go. That man, Luku, cool as ice, long shot, reasonably long. Not his longest of the game, but he nails it. 33-33. We will have extra time. Both sides had a few errors in the extra time period, to be fair. I mean, they're tired. It makes sense. There's like a missed touch from Toulouse or a good job from Bordeaux to keep the ball infield. You could say both lineouts not straight, etc. But ultimately, in the second period of the 10 minutes, which first 10 minutes scoreless, 2 penalties, one from a great bit of kick chase work from Toulouse, means Ramos is able to have a shot to make it 36-33, and then Petit for Bordeaux, as they're having to try to go length of the field, gets himself isolated. The Toulouse guys get in there, swarm it, and win themselves another penalty. So 39-33. The hooter goes right as Ramos is about to slot that penalty. It is, I think, probably a pretty deserved win for Toulouse. But Bordeaux gave them a really, really good game. Possession 52-48, just edged to Toulouse. Territory 57-43, again edges with Toulouse. They had more run meters, 620 to 472. The penalty count is honestly the killer for Bordeaux. It was like 17-6 plus 2 yellow cards. It's going to be hard to win a game when you're constantly on the back foot like that. Kinghorn out 130 meters for Toulouse. He'll be joining up with the Lions soon. Jalibert always looks dangerous. 69 meters from him plus 3 defenders beaten. Penaud had 4 defenders beaten. Willis had 3 defenders beaten, so plenty of these stars showing what they can do. Bocheton, 16 tackles. Cross, 13 tackles. But, yeah, Toulouse, even without Antoine Dupont and even with Intermac only lasting half the game, or even a bit less. They've just got so many good players. Very, very classy team. But yeah, man, Bordeaux, it's been an overall very successful season. Much better final for them than last year. They'll be looking to push on next year. But yeah, crazy, crazy game. I'm off to watch the Springboks and Barbarians because that was played overnight and I haven't seen it yet. I have seen the result, but that'll be an interesting one. But I don't think it's going to be as interesting as this because this was a absolutely amazing final. You guys let me know your thoughts on the game. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.